Patay!
Dua kabok.
Patay!
Dua kabok.
Hello. Hello.
Ever since the beginning of video games, people have been finding ways to unfairly gain the upper hand by employing various tricks. Sometimes these further ado, here are 10 times that hackers, match fixers, aimbot users and even screen cheaters got caught and were publicly humiliated for their appalling actions. Kid X, a top 200 Overwatch player and high-profile streamer on the Korean server, was banned for using an aimbot. However, this ban didn't happen privately, since Kid X was streaming when the ban hammer fell on him. Haha! His use of an aimbot wasn't hidden at all. Blizzard was able to find out almost immediately and managed to shut down Kid X's account mid-stream. And because this gaming company has a zero-tolerance policy when it comes to dealing with cheaters, Kid X's ban is permanent. Darkseid was a notorious hacker and he terrorised the Guild Wars PvP scene for weeks, his character being dreadfully strong, nearly impossible to kill, and having the power of teleportation. The player was reported thousands of times before the head of security for the game took control and seized Darkseid's avatar, walked him up to the high place where all could see, stripped the character naked, made him wave goodbye, then sent him falling to his death, of course, followed by a permanent ban. In the finals of the MLG 2012 Summer Championships, Team Dignitas and Curse NA shocked the crowd. The teams met before the game and decided to split the prize money regardless of the outcome, and settled on playing the game.
Hi everyone. We are absolutely sure there's not a person in the world that doesn't like movies. Some like action movies, others prefer to cry over a soap opera, and some like freaking out their neighbours laughing out loud while watching a silly comedy. But there's one thing that everybody loves about films. Now we're not talking about popcorn or after-credits scenes, it's a movie goof. You have to agree there's nothing funnier than finding a small but hilarious mistake in an incredibly epic movie. Some of these mistakes are so small that only the most eagle-eyed viewers can see them, and we mean us. So, here are 10 bizarre movie mistakes. Let's get it on. Star Wars. Maybe you can find people that have never seen any of the Star Wars movies, but it's really unlikely that you can find a person that hasn't heard about this epic space opera. This saga expanded over a few decades and it keeps winning new fans. But now we want to show you a part of the last film of the first trilogy and the famous battle scene on the sands of Tatooine. Here, Han Solo accidentally activates Boba Fett's jetpack and the bounty hunter flies away right into the wall. But it's not him we're talking about. Let's focus on the protagonist of the story, which stays right there in this scene. Look how great he's doing, fighting off the bad guys, waving his lightsaber. Look how great he's doing, which stays right there in this scene. Look how great he's doing, fighting off the bad guys, which stays right there in this scene. Look how great he's doing, fighting off the bad guys, waving his lightsaber and his legs. Especially legs. Looked like this kick was so powerful that Luke didn't even have to really hit the enemy in order to knock him out. Or maybe it was just the Force. Jurassic Park. Well, what's to say? The first movie of the franchise was extremely successful. Even in the 2015 film Jurassic World, you can hear the echo of this success. But we're more interested in the original movie. You must remember the scene with this dinosaur that frightened the crap out of us all because it looks so freaking real. Look, here it goes, eating the poor little goat mercilessly at the sight of the frightened protagonist and all the viewers. But what is this thing above its head? Holy cow, it's this device that disperses water over it to make it look like rain. No wonder the T-Rex is always so grumpy. You'd look the same if you had water pouring over your head all the time in order to create a dramatic effect. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's possible that you've never seen this film or even didn't know about its existence. It was the first adaptation of the story Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, filmed in 1971. And only many years later, Tim Burton got to this story and it turned out, well, it turned out like all of Tim Burton's movies. Many bright but frightening colours and Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp everywhere, of course. Anyway, the original film not only had a peculiar atmosphere, but also was remembered by some spectators because of this moment. Look carefully. The children are standing in the pastry shop around the counter and listening attentively to the store owner. It seems like nothing can go wrong in this scene, right? Or maybe some of the little actors can't resist and start eating the props. No, all children are just acting fine, maybe even too much. Look, here the candy maker picks up the counter to let the visitors inside and bang!
Fatality.
Yeah, that must have been painful, but the girl, as if nothing, bang! Side and bang!
Fatality.
Yeah, that must have been painful, but the girl, as if nothing had happened, continues to play her part. Moreover, everyone else, including an adult actor, doesn't react to it either. We can only guess whether it was a great acting game or a child stabbing in the face, and indeed was in the script. Everybody's fine. Here's another movie that you may have never watched, but you don't have to, and that doesn't make the goof less funny. Here's the main character. He has come to see his girlfriend, and they go to the terrace and talk about life. In the background, there's a typical American suburb, well-groomed lawn and children sitting at a small table. What could be wrong about this scene, you ask? The thing is that the director seems to have overdone his instructions when he told the children not to distract the viewer's attention. How else can you explain that the little actors are literally frozen in place and don't move at all while the adults are talking? It seems that this is some new level of obedience, you know, when parents demand their children not to be seen or heard. Well, we must say that the guys succeeded in this task. We hope they at least remembered to breathe. You only live twice. Now, let's be honest. When you watch films about James Bond, you want to be like him, right? And it doesn't matter which of the 007's actors is more to your liking, because all of them have
Manyo.
Hindi ay.
Good. Yung laan na masudod eh. Ay, basket. Maayo, kaya pa kakalula. Last game.
Kaon ng kuan. Upstream.
Kulat, hindi ko din. Yun. Sana lang. Yun, malis. Huwag dyan, huwag dyan. Oh, dito, dito. Sa pula, sa pula. Oo. Uy, patay ka dyan.
Uy, nanay mo! Ay, hindi ko ay ay.
Nandyan, 3 skipper. 3 skipper, nandyan ha.
Andyan, upload mo ko.